still here with Marie. We've got so much to talk about. I don't know how we're going to fit all this in. But this one is about incoming calls and how to handle them. And certainly in the print industry, everyone's talking about AI.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about automation, and the two go hand in hand,
Yes.
bringing them together. I guess the tendency would be to think, well, any kind of automation is bad, but it can be used intelligently in some way. Would you agree that there's a place?
100%. I think it's all around, I know it's an old phrase now, but that kind of blended solution approach, we're all for that blended approach.
Yeah.
It makes total sense that when you have simple, straightforward actions, tasks to be performed, it makes total sense to use, bots and AI to be doing that, like people wanting to change their address or add a new member or change their direct debit date. I mean, that sort of thing. It just makes total sense for that to be done automatically. To be using a bot to do that, and we are all for that. I think where the rub comes is that when there is a situation, could be a problem, a situation that leads to a problem, that perhaps leads on to a complaint.
Yep.
I think then, no matter how sophisticated a contact center, for example, becomes in terms of AI, actually the research proves that 67% of people want a real human being when they are dealing with, they've got a complaint that they need dealing with. That resolution, I think it is all about that. How do you teach AI to be emotionally intelligent in a way that we are needing? It's definitely the new kid on the business block, in certainly in the area we're working in. Actually, it's not about, how high your IQ is, it's about how high is your EQ score, because it is about being more emotionally intelligent, and that's tricky coming from AI. It's much easier coming from a human being.
Well, this is what the whole generative AI thing is trying to fake, shall we say, or learn.
Yes.
And learn from us.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if sometimes incoming calls are actually AI bots learning how to deal with incoming calls.
Yes.
Some kind of meta situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But when, on the odd occasion when I get through to or find a telephone number, I mean, that's an issue, isn't it? Finding a telephone. When I do find one, then we get to the push button 1 for this, button 2 for that.
Yes.
Would you say that's a useful gatekeeper, or would you try and avoid it?
I think the IVR,
IVR,
the interactive voice response, which is what the large organisations use as their kind of front of house.
Right.
I think that if you've got a good IVR system in place, then it makes total sense to be taking advantage of that, because the idea is that you should be getting through to the people that you need to speak to.
Exactly.
Much quicker, slicker, much smoother way. I think that historically that's also had a bad press. That you've literally lost the will to live by the time you've actually got through to the person that you want to speak to. So I think that yes, but it does depend on the level of sophistication of the IVR itself.
Right. And would you, for an organisation, say, let me look at that for you, let me go through it with you and help you improve it?
Yeah, so we have a strategic partner that we work with who we always say we're all about effectiveness, they're all about efficiency, and of course you need both. You need both when you're operating a front line. You need your people to be both efficient in their processes and systems to get the job done, but you also need them to be effective in how they're engaging with your customers to ensure their experience is positive and memorable for all the right reasons.
Right, because there's nothing worse than a customer service person answering the next call and the caller's already in a bad mood.
Exactly.
And they've already waited however long.
Exactly.
And it's not, I mean, I try to resist the urge to say, oh, you've answered, thank goodness for that. It's been so long, I've grown a beard or something like that.
Yes, yeah.
One word question, chatbots. What do you say?
Well, I think it's...
You're not smiling much.
No. But again, I think it's around, I link it like that with web chat. Web chat it definitely has its advantages. One client that we're working with is actually looking to kind of increase its omni-channel approach to doing business with its customers. And in fact, are encouraging more and more kind of chatbot communication. But again, I think it is, at the end of the day, it does boil down to that human behind, the work that's being put in to make sure that level of, accuracy and sophistication and competency is all there.
Yeah, I found a trick with chatbots.
Oh, have
It's when
you?
they ask you, who you are, what you want, you just type in, speak to an operator. And very often it'll bypass all of that preamble stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Because
At least let my client know that.
yeah, they realise some systems, I mean, maybe not all, and maybe the wording, maybe the syntax is different
Yes,
for different
yes,
ones.
yeah.
But I spoke to a customer services person, and they said when you ring back or when you try and get back, I was chatting. That's it. I was online chatting.
Yes.
But when you come back in, because I had to go away and find something.
Yeah.
So they said just type in speak to an operator, and all that script is gone.
Wow.
And you're into the heart of getting as close as you can to a human, which
Yes,
is
yes.
they're probably handling 6 other calls.
Yes.
Or scripts at the same time. But
Yes.
hey, there we go.
Yeah.
I've also been on phone systems where while you're on hold, they're telling you useful information. And I guess that's down to, is that really useful information? But most of the time it seems to be, we're trying to bat you off so you go and talk to us in another way.
Yeah.
Anything but this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think there's, the opposite of that is, would you rather have that, like some useful information about the organisation? You know, they talk about things that are on their website, some useful resources that you might want to take advantage of while you're waiting. And the opposite of that is that hold music.
Yes.
And for some people,
Green sleeves.
that is 10 times worse. So.
Green Sleeves is gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But the quality of music over a phone is never great anyway.
No,
So
no,
you're
no.
never going to have a great experience.
And the choice of music is definitely, we know that music, releases feel good endorphins, but it does very much depend on the song that's playing or the music that's playing.
Okay, that'll do for this episode. The next episode is when it all goes wrong. You spoke about complaints. When it all goes wrong, how do we respond? What do we do? So